Today we're going to be working on Unit 3, Lesson 11, solving equations with variables on both sides, found on pages 82 and 83. Here we have an equation, but this one is a little bit different because it has two variables. I see it has 1x and 2x's, and we need to combine like terms to figure out what this x actually stands for. So to do that, what we need to do is get the x's on the same side. So on the right side, we'll start off with, here we've got 5x, and to get rid of that, what we're going to need to do, of course, is subtract 5x, but we can't forget this plus 8, right? And then on the left side, we've also got that 7x, but now we've got the minus 5x, because if we do it on one side, we got to do it to the other. So this is where we proceed. On the left side, I see it says 7x minus 5x, which is 2x. I now know that we've got the equal sign, and 5x minus 5x cancels out. So all that's left with is 8. Now we need to apply the inverse operation to get the x by itself, and I can see that it says 2x, and I know that this means 2 times x, and we're going to do the opposite, which is division, so that the x's, of course, cancel out. We're left with x equals, and 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 4 is our answer. Here we have an equation with the variable y on both the left and the right side of the equation. So let's figure out what to do. I see that there's a negative 2y, right? So the opposite of that would be positive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite on the left side negative 2y plus 2y, and then can't forget the minus 8. So all I did was add 2y to the right side. If I added 2y to the right side, I'm going to have to add it to the left side. So we've got 4y plus 2y plus 4. And these sides are obviously equal. So now let's start with the right side, right? I see it says negative 2y plus 2y. This cancels out, so all that we're left with is negative 8 on the right side, right? This is all that's left. When we look back on the left side, I know that 4y plus 2y is 6y plus 4, and then equals negative 8. So now what we need to do is the next step. We've got to get rid of that 4 because we're going to work with the term that has the variable last. So if it's a positive 4, I know that we need to subtract 4, and we can just do it like this. Subtract 4 on the right side, subtract 4 on the left side, and I know that the 4's cancel out. All we're left with now on the left side is 6y, and negative 8 minus 4 is negative 12. Next step, we're going to apply inverse operation by dividing both sides by what? By 6. And when we divide both sides by 6, the 6's, of course, cancel out. So all that we're left with on the right side, on the left side, is y. And negative 12 divided by 6 is what? Negative 2. So y equals negative 2. That's our answer. Here we have negative 6t equals 14 plus t. Let's get these t's on the left side of the equation. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite the 14 plus t. And I know if we want to get rid of the t, we got to do the opposite of plus, which is subtraction. So we're going to subtract t. And I know that if we do it to one side of the equation, we've got to do it to the other. So I subtracted t on the right side. I'm going to subtract it from the left side. And now let's sort of bring down this negative 6t. All right, we've got plus t minus t, or plus 1t minus 1t, and that's going to obviously cancel out. So all that we're left with on the right side is 14, and 14 is equal to what? Negative 6t minus t is going to give us negative 7t. All right, so I know that, in other words, this is negative 7 times t. The opposite of plus, of course, is, the opposite of times is divide or division. And if we divide both sides by negative 7, what does that mean? Well, the negative 7's cancel out, and all we're left with is t equals what? 14 divided by negative 7 is negative 2. And that, my friends, is our answer. 24 minus 4k equals negative 12k. So let's get the k's on the same side, and let's start with rewriting the 24 minus 4k. And I know that if we want to get rid of the 4k, the opposite of minus, of course, is plus, and so we can add 4k to both sides. And if we do it to one side, we've got to do it to the other. So here we've got negative 12k plus 4k. And I'm running out of space. Alright. Plus 4k. Great. So I know that negative 4k plus 4k, these cancel out. So all that we're left with on the left side is 24. That makes sense, right? We're simply taking this 24 and we're bringing it right there. And let's take a look at the right side. Negative 12k plus 4k. That's going to give us negative 8k. If you forget what negative 12 plus 4 is, you can simply use your calculator. And you might need to use your calculator again. Negative 8k, we want to get the k by itself, obviously, right? So we're going to divide both sides by negative 8. And when we do that, the negative 8's cancel out. And we're left with k equals what? 24 divided by negative 8, of course, is negative 3. K equals negative 3. That is our answer. I'm now going to work on questions number 1 and 2 on page 83. I see it says 2x equals x plus 3. So let's get the x's from the right side to the left side. And to do that, I'm going to put the x, right? And I know that this is a positive x. And I'll write a positive, even though I don't have to, because it's understood. We got plus x minus x plus 3. So we're simply subtracting x from one side. And if we subtract it from one side, we've got to subtract it from the other. And now I see it says it says 2x minus x. And so that's 2x minus x, or minus 1x is what? It's just x. So x equals what? X minus x. These sure do cancel out, so all that we're left with is 3. And this is our answer. Alright, this is the last one I'm going to do today on page 83. 7x equals 3x plus 24. Let's get the x's from the right to the left side. And I see it's 3x, and I know if we've got to get rid of it, we're going to subtract 3x. Because just like a second ago, this is a positive 3x, right? And I can see that we, of course, can never forget this 24. And let's bring down the 7x's. So it's 7x, and if we subtract 3x from the right side, we've also got to subtract it from the left side. So 3x minus 3x is what? 0. So all we're left with on the right side is 24. And then on the left side, I see we have 7x minus 3x. And what is 7 minus 3? That, of course, is 4x. So 4x equals 24. I now know that we need to get x by itself. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. And when we do that, 4's cancel out, and we're left with just the x. And so x equals what? 24 divided by 4 is, of course, 6. X equals 6. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to work hard. We're going to do questions 3 through 12, and then numbers 13 and 14 for cooperative learning. If you have any questions, please let me know. Good luck.